Welcome to Pat Moriarty Surf. I'm here to spread some stoke and prove that with a little bit of training and a little bit of adventure, anyone can go from a kook to chasing some of the best waves on planet Earth. I'm here to provide you with educational, entertaining, and relatable surf content. Subscribe, follow my progress, and support the dream.
Okay, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pat Moriarty Surf. Today I'm coming at you from my homestay in the Mentawais. I'm staying in Sapporo Island, right on HT's, which is a world-class wave. And so I figured that the topic of today's episode should be do's and don'ts surfing on a reef. So you see a lot of mistakes being made out there, and to be fair, I've been guilty of some. I got a few cuts, as you can see, on my hand, right there, but nothing all that bad. And yeah, you just see a lot of things in the water that you wish to correct and see people making mistakes. And so I'm going to be presenting you guys with 5 do's and don'ts of surfing on a reef. Also, this episode won't be edited as intensely as the other ones, as I have very poor connection to the internet here, and so this is probably just going to be a raw video, but thanks for watching. Anyway, okay. Number 1, don't paddle for small waves. So I see this all the time out there, particularly the guys that come and they're new to the wave. They want to get one small wave to build their confidence up. However, this is really tricky on a reef break. A lot of times the smaller waves on a reef break will sort of just suck up and they won't perform as well. So what you end up doing is getting these small little closeout waves right on the reef, and that's not too advantageous if you're new to reef surfing. You want to wait for the medium to big size waves, and that way there's enough water to carry you over the reef and for the wave to actually form. Number 2, do paddle out the back on a set. So with this one here, when a set comes in, you see this massive wave come. Whenever I see the first wave of the set, I don't even think about trying to catch it. My only goal is to beat everyone out the back, because I know, particularly with reef breaks, and particularly in Indonesia, there's going to be 3 or 4 waves that come in the set, and I'm trying to lock in on that third wave. That's what I've sort of been trying to go on, second or third wave. So if you see a set coming, I don't even bother with it. Paddle as hard as I can, really powerful duck dive through the first wave, and then no need to pause and check if there's a new wave. Just book it. Just absolutely book it as far as you can out the back, and that'll usually get you in position for that third or fourth wave. And it doesn't happen all the time, but if it's crowded and you're surfing a reef, this is your best chance to catch the wave of the day. So always bet on there being 3 to 4 sets, because the opposite of that, okay, there's not a wave out there, that's all right, stay patient, wait for the next one. Number 3, do starfish wipeout. So when you're wiping out on shallow reef, it can be very sketchy, and the last thing you want to do is wipe out in an aerodynamic fashion. So if you see this pen here, if you're wiping out, you bail on a wave, and you pencil dive, that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is Patrick Star. So you want to spread as wide as you can, and you want as much surface area of your body to hit the water, and that way when you belly flop, the energy is dispersed and you only go so low on the wave. And if you do hit the reef, it's at a far less speed than if you were to pencil right into the water, and you break that surface tension and then plow right into the reef, and it could get pretty sketchy. Okay, 4, don't go in blind, ask about the reef. So this was something that I really should have done here, and you hear people talk about the surgeon's table. It's a section of the reef that it barrels, but if you don't make the barrel, then you end up on the surgeon's table. It's a sharp, shallow section of the reef. And so what I should have done when I came here is just ask people how to handle the reef, and I found out later what you want to do is, if you wipe out in that section, don't bother paddling back out, sort of if you're facing the wave to the left. That's what you would do naturally. You would paddle towards the channel. But what you're actually supposed to do here is paddle the other way, and sort of you have to loop around the surgeon's table you have a bit more favorability on these other parts of the reef, and then there's like a sketchy reef right here. So that's something that you should talk to people about wherever you're surfing. So if it's a reef break, ask the guide or the owner of the wherever you're staying or another surfer. Be like, hey man, what's the move if you get caught inside? What's the best way to get back out? And just a little bit of that knowledge, I think, would have saved me some scrapes and a dinged up board. Speaking of a dinged up board, number 5, don't duck dive too deep. So I made this mistake the other day, and my board the nose of the board got totally messed up. I went out low tide, took off a bit too steep, and then was in the unfavorable portion of the reef. But I thought I was sort of far up enough to where I could get away with duck diving, and I pushed my board down to duck dive, and the nose just snaps right on the reef. Just hit first thing I could feel, first wave of the day. Not a good way to start your day. And at that point, I had my other board in the ding repair guy as well because it got dinged up from travel, so I couldn't surf for the rest of the day, which was a bummer. But that's also important on a reef, is to not duck dive too deep. So those are the 5 do's and don'ts of reef surfing. In this video, I think I'll probably just post it as is. Maybe throw a few clips of some of the clips I've gotten here so far. And more videos to come once I get back with better Wi-Fi, better setup. So appreciate the support, and thanks guys.